Episode 37, East Gerda and European Union signals a move away from wood energy. Gerda noted that the focus of residents against wood smoke emission particulates, RASEB, is on the health effects to near neighbors of living next to residential wood burning, in those hyper-localized areas where the source of particulate pollution, PM2.5, is concentrated. PM2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, is the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, causing a cascade of human health problems. Wood smoke consists of 90% PM2.5. Residential PM2.5 monitors can be purchased by neighbors from Purple Air for less than $300, and their locations are put on the online Purple Air map, along with data uploaded every 10 minutes, available to the general public, and of course to governmental authorities. Neighbors of residential wood burners would like their Purple Air PM2.5 monitor data to be used to regulate and shut down residential wood burning detected at neighbors' fence lines that exceeds the World Health Organization, WHO, standards of 5 micrograms per meter cubed or future U.S. standards of 8 micrograms per meter cubed. There could even be court-ordered monitoring using a neighbor-owned Purple Air PM2.5 monitor as a breathalyzers, similar to car breathalyzers court-ordered for repeat drunk drivers, to turn off the ignition of a neighboring indoor wood stove when levels of PM2.5 in a near neighbor's yard is exceeded. In this way, governmental authorities would not have to check the make and model of an appliance and would not have to rely on unreliable certification and other worthless assurances of levels of wood stove particulate emissions by the company that manufactured it. Purple Air monitors also provide data every 10 minutes 24 hours a day, and data can be downloaded from the map by governmental authorities the day after the PM2.5 levels are exceeded during normal government working hours. Purple Air PM2.5 monitors are so reliable and accurate they are put on U.S. Air Now smoke and fire maps alongside $100,000 Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) monitors, correlated to the EPA monitors with a simple mathematical formula. But to publicize this, it is necessary to point out that living hyper-localized next to a residential wood burner is essentially the same as living next to industrial wood burning in the European Union. Gerda noted in a New York Times article that, by the European Union (EU) vote on September 14, 2022, the EU has signaled a move away from wood energy. In excerpts from the article, European lawmakers voted this week to phase out some wood energy subsidies, a recognition that more than a decade of government incentives has contributed to deforestation without curbing greenhouse gas emissions. The vote leaves key details unsettled, and no changes will take place for at least a year. Governments are under tremendous pressure to ease soaring energy prices this winter as Russia cuts its gas supply to Europe. European governments began subsidizing wood energy more than a decade ago as a way to encourage power plants and homeowners to move away from oil and natural gas. A booming market for wood pellets sprung up. Wood is now Europe's largest renewable energy source, far ahead of wind and solar. The vote shows how dramatically political opinions of wood have shifted since last year, when government figures revealed that burning wood in the European Union released more carbon dioxide than would have been emitted had that energy come from fossil fuels. The writing is on the wall. Cutting down forests for energy use is neither sustainable, nor does it help with our energy independence, said a German member of the European Parliament who supported ending the subsidies. The details remain murky and must still be worked out in discussions among national governments, a process that is expected to begin later this year or early next year. So lobbying on the issue will continue. I don't see any easy solutions to those problems, especially if you take into account that we are going to have a substantial shortage of energy in Europe, said a member of the European Parliament from Finland. He said the Times' report laid bare the unintended consequences of the subsidies. We have a huge problem, he said. In other news related to wood burning in Europe, the price of wood pellets is soaring in France due to a growing shortage of the wood-burning stove and pellet stove fuel, and in Greece, searches on the Scrouts shopping site in the first 10 days of September for wood-burning stoves were up 318% year-on-year. The argument that wood burning is cheap energy may be disproved economically. This week, the European Union made clear it views that wood burning has a cost to the environment that makes subsidies for wood burning untenable,